Everybody sees it through a different lens and from a different angle. But here are some of the most common reasons that, as I stated, this isn't something we want to do, it's something that needs to be done, unfortunately. The jail does carry our largest area of legal exposure. It has a very tight correlation to public safety in the community. And that's been the biggest issue, is there's a sentiment in the community, if I don't go to jail, if I don't know anybody in jail, the jail doesn't affect me. And that's not true. And I think that really hit me 2 years ago when I went to, there was a prevention loss meeting they hold monthly at your police department. And at the police department, you have a lot of these folks that represent anybody from your small mom and pop shops down on Union to your big box retailers such as Target or Kmart or other restaurants. And they meet routinely about loss in these stores. And they were absolutely irate that we have not been able to house municipal offenders, violators of municipal code, for shoplifting and other violations for almost 8+ years. And the reason we haven't, quite frankly, to no one's surprise, is because we don't have the space. We don't have the space to house municipal offenders. And what I struggle with is when we work so hard as a county, as a city, as a community, to recruit big box retailers and to recruit other small business owners and encourage entrepreneurs to set up businesses here. When you have current business owners and current retailers here that say, we can do nothing about somebody that comes in here and shoplifts under the threshold of $1,200, $1,500, whatever it is, because we can't enforce any sort of punishment whatsoever. There is no disincentive to not come in here and take from our place of business. And that has absolutely hurt us from an economic development perspective. And I can tell you there are no bigger advocates for this jail than the business community, the small business community, and your arresting officers that sometimes just have nothing else that they can do about this sort of thing. Deputy safety, absolutely critical. We had an attempted escape for the first time in the history of the jail 2 years ago. We had a deputy that was tased with his own taser. 3 deputies that were hurt, taken out of work, and had some very serious medical conditions to deal with. And the effects of House Bill 19-1263. This is the recategorization of drug felony possession charges, previously felonies, to misdemeanor charges. And this is a big bill that doesn't just affect Pueblo County. This affects and has, as I am told, people very concerned across the entire state of Colorado. Theoretically, I have no issue with recategorizing, sometimes polarizing felony drug possession charges to misdemeanors. The problem is you literally have a shift in practice from felony possession charges, which are DOC sentences, to misdemeanor offenses that are served in all of your local county jails across the state of Colorado. I heard non-funded mandates mentioned earlier. This is a big one. We had 637 drug felony possession for charges in 2018 alone. If even a third or a half of that number of folks are going from DOC to our Pueblo County Jail, I think you could understand our concern. Quite frankly, we're doing the very best that we can and have been doing so with the infrastructure that we have. But when this bill hits and takes place next year, I don't think it will be I know it will not be a challenge just for Pueblo County. It will be a challenge for a majority of your jails across the state. One of the big things that I hear quite frequently is, what about this building? What about this? Have you considered a myriad of other things? And I am so proud of the work that the Jail Task Force completed 2 years ago, because we have compiled, I believe it's a 90-page report that is still on the Pueblo County webpage, where you could, in great detail, see all of the other alternatives, all of our thoughts on treatment, and all of the progress, in fact, that we've made to reduce incarceration. But this report details everything in a very thorough manner.